Hey everybody, and welcome to this episode of Before You Play. Today I'm talking about Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 is another fantastic entry in the Pikmin series. You don't need to have played any of the previous titles to jump into this game. There's elements from the previous games, of course, but they won't impact your understanding of the story. Pikmin 4 introduces new game mechanics and builds off of the old ones. The difficulty of the game is moderate to low, with some challenges later in the game. There's not a crazy intricate story, but it does exist and it progresses throughout the game. The graphics, art style, and sound design are very playful and nostalgic of the previous games, and there's a lot of replay value. We're going to talk about all of this and more on this episode of Before You Play. Pikmin 4 has two game modes, a story mode and Dandori Battle. Let's start with the story mode since this is where most players will spend the majority of their time. In story mode, you create your own character by selecting options for skin color, body type, hair, and more. Your mission is to find the missing crew members and repair the SS Shepherd by collecting treasures and turning them into sparklium. At the beginning of each day, you're transported to a new area and given a time limit to collect treasure. The way you collect treasure is by having Pikmin carry them to the SS Beagle at your base. If you're having trouble finding your way around, you can open up the map to help you find objectives. You'll also be accompanied by a puppy named Owachi who can help you find treasure by following a scent. When the timer runs out, you're transported back to the SS Shepherd to tally up all the sparklium you collected. You're also given time to create new gear and train Owachi with new tricks to help you during exploration. While exploring, you'll encounter many obstacles that you'll need to overcome with the help of Pikmin and Owachi. A common obstacle will be partially built bridges and walls. To overcome this, you'll need to collect raw materials and have Pikmin use those raw materials to finish the bridges. When you need the Pikmin to carry something or attack an enemy, all you have to do is throw them. If a Pikmin dies, the onion will spit more out for you to pick. To make sure the onion always has enough Pikmin in it, you'll need to collect pellets. The amount of Pikmin that you can control at one time is limited. To increase the amount of Pikmin out at one time, you can collect Flarlic. There are different types of Pikmin, and they all have their own characteristics, such as elemental effects and stronger attack damage. Your companion Owachi can also attack enemies, move items, and carry you and the Pikmin around. You can command Owachi to find different objects, and you can even take control of Owachi while your character does something else. One of the last things I'll talk about is the underground caves and Dandori battles. While exploring, you'll find pipes which lead to the underground caves. While you're underground, the time above ground moves much slower. This way, you can take all the time you need to complete the challenges. In the underground caves, you'll encounter more challenging obstacles and enemies. Most caves have multiple sub-levels where you need to find the pipe to the next sub-level. On each level, you'll find treasure, building materials, enemies, and stranded crew members. There's another type of cave which is guarded by a leafling. These caves are Dandori battles. Dandori battles are challenges where you duel against another player. In the story mode, the other player is an AI. But you can also play these challenges against other players in the Dandori Battle game mode. Sometimes you're head-to-head with the other player and the only objective is to collect more sparklium than the other player to win the battle. And other times, you're simply tasked with collecting a certain amount of sparklium before the time runs out. Pikmin 4 is full of fun and satisfying gameplay mechanics, and covering all of them in one video would not be a good idea, at least in my opinion. Pikmin 4 slowly reveals different gameplay mechanics as you progress through the game, and I feel like talking about all of them might take away from that experience. Although we covered most of the game mechanics, there's much more to experience in Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 is pretty easy and can be played by all age groups. The game does a great job teaching the player the mechanics of the game slowly as you progress through it. The timer for each day challenges players to complete actions more efficiently, but you can also play through all the levels as many times as you want. When you lose Pikmin, there are many ways to collect more. The enemies are easy to beat, but some harder boss enemies can take a couple of tries. The Dandori battles are challenging, but you can practice them over and over again until you're ready to complete the real challenge. Overall, Pikmin 4's difficulty level is easy with moderate challenges. In Pikmin 4, you play as a member of the Rescue Corps who received a distress signal from a planet called PNF-404. When landing on PNF, the ship crashes and now you and the crew are stranded on the planet. Your goal is to find the missing crew members, fix the ship, and find Olimar, the person who sent the distress signal in the first place. The story is light and moves forward slowly as you progress through the game. It's fun and easy to follow along, and although there isn't a lot of depth to the story, this doesn't hurt my opinion of the game. The graphics in Pikmin 4 are beautiful compared to the previous games, and although we aren't seeing any crazy next-gen level graphics, everything seems to be very clear and satisfying to look at. I'm not sure how to best describe Pikmin 4's art style, but I have seen people referring to it as realistic claymation or cartoon. You're shrunken down to the size of a pebble on an Earth-like planet, and all the obstacles and treasures are real-life objects drawn with a lot of detail. The color palette is bright and cartoon-like at times, but there's still a layer of realism to the textures. In short, the art style and graphics of Pikmin 4 are very satisfying, and I love the way that they make the game feel. Pikmin 4's soundtrack is very dynamic, but most of the music is full of piano and small sound effects. Every song seems to be steady-tempoed and entices the player to be organized and focused. The title music is wonderful and really sets the mood for the journey you're about to embark on. The cave music has a little suspense in it, but it uses synths to even out the emotion back to an almost melancholy tone. And the battle music is much more upbeat and intense. Pikmin 4's sound effects make my day 10% better every time I hear them. Every sound effect from throwing Pikmin to breaking walls and fighting enemies is so satisfying and makes me feel like a kid again. My favorite is when I'm riding around on Owachi with a bunch of Pikmin and they start singing. Pikmin 4 has a good amount of replayability, especially because you don't need to 100% complete an area before you can move on to the next area. Even when you complete the main objective of the game, you still have more work to do. I've played the game for a total of 20 hours and completed the main objective of the game in 12 hours, and I still have more to do. In conclusion, Pikmin 4 is a great game for all ages. It presents challenges in a way that everybody can approach and feel satisfied when they complete them. If you played any of the previous games, Pikmin 4 is a strong addition to the series. If you liked playing games like Kingdom of Keflings on the 360 or Overlord, then you'll like the game mechanics of this game. If you like colorful and fun art styles, then you'll also like this game. If you don't like resource management, puzzle solving, or time constraints, you might not like Pikmin 4. If you're seeking a game with incredible next-gen level graphics and enjoy a darker toned game, you might not like the graphics and art style of Pikmin 4. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this video helped you decide on whether or not to play Pikmin 4. Check back in a couple of weeks for our next episode of Sea of Stars. Please like this video to help the video reach a larger audience and subscribe to see more videos like this one. Thank you.